Hello, guys. Welcome to the new episode of FixColab BTS. Today, as usual, you will be accompanied by me and our CDO, Hakim. All right. So it's been quite some time now since we last make our video.
Yep.
Sorry, guys. We were quite occupied with work. We had a lot of things that we need to take care of behind the scene. So now we are back
We're back.
to help you guys be smarter every day. Just have to be smart 1% every day from the previous day. 1 year on, you'll be 365% smarter. Right? Right? Okay. All right. So, yeah, Hakim, what do we have on the table today for our audience?
Right. So for today, the theme that we're going to talk about is something that very close to everyone, something that everyone uses every day. And I believe if we are talking about, especially in modern world, it's something that inseparable from our daily life, which is, well, I'm talking about something that you look at every day, something that you look up every day. I'm talking about our social media. Our social media network that we use, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, well as TikTok. Am I missing something else? Yeah, I mean, everyone know the rest, all right. So that's a major social media platform that we have right now. So, regarding that, I believe everyone know what is social media. Yeah, but the topic that we're going to discuss today is with the recent development in the tech world or in the tech industry, that there is a possibility that in the future, all these social media going to be charged for you to use it, right? So as for now, we know. Yeah.
It's not going to be free anymore? Like,
yeah. So what's gonna happen is that, right now, if you are using Facebook, if you're using Twitter, you're using Instagram or TikTok, you register for free, right? It doesn't pay for anything, right? Yeah. But in the future, what's gonna happen is that, I mean, it's not exactly certain that it's gonna happen, but there's huge possibility, looking at the current trend, that user might need to pay in order for them to use social media. But yeah, that's how we're gonna dig deeper on why we are talking about this possibility that you have to pay for your social media, and what's behind it. I mean, what is actually happening that causing that you have to pay for your social media, and why now you doesn't have, why you get to use it for free for now, and why in the future you need to pay for it, right? So around that theme, around that issue, that we're going to discuss about social media and how their business model, and also about their the future. And yeah, so that's the topic for today, Leeroy.
Wait, so you're telling me that social media is not going to be free?
Yeah.
Anymore? I mean, like, is it supposed to be paid? I mean, I'm not sure. Like, I'm sure this notion doesn't register to a lot of people. Like, we have been using social media for free.
Correct.
And the notion of like, wait, you want to use social media, you have to pay for it? That's nonsense.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, the notion is doesn't really, I would say, it's very hard to register in I mean, for majority of people, it's something, why? I have to pay to register for Facebook, to use Facebook, to use Twitter, to use Instagram, is really like absurd idea, because we are so used that all this platform existed and we can use it for free, right? So the underline is actually that we are missing what a lot of people are missing, that I think there start to be a lot of awareness about it. But actually what happened currently, when you are using Facebook, when you are using Twitter or Instagram, you have to remember these platforms are businesses at core. They are for-profit businesses. So they need to find a way to create money, even though you are using for free, right? So their current model currently is even though you are not paying monetarily, but actually you are still paying them. But you are paying, I mean, as a user, we are paying all the social media using our data, right? So what do you mean by our data? What do you mean by paying by using our data? So let's take Facebook as the prime example, and I believe a lot of people are already aware about Facebook, right? So it's I would say the pioneer of the modern social media. And what happened is that Facebook's business model is that it doesn't charge you to use their platform, but instead they have access to all your data. Okay, what you like, what you write, what you watch, what you see. Facebook know everything what you're doing in its platform, right? And then using this knowledge, Facebook will serve you ads, and this the ads placement is being sold to commerce or others company that want to for advertising. So what happened is advertiser or company will come to Facebook, say, hey, we want to find people that age from 18 to 40, live in New Jersey, for example. So Facebook have all the information. So what's gonna happen? The advertiser, okay, I will pay you, put my ads in the when all these people that fit the criteria that I mentioned earlier show this ad. So that's how they make money. And hopefully by showing you ads, you will make a purchase to the businesses, and the business will be the advertiser or the businesses that advertise in Facebook will be paying more to Facebook, so they can attract more customer using Facebook platform. So that is how they kind of business. And kid you not, if you look at Facebook, their advertisement revenue is really big. If I'm not mistaken, it's around 70% and above. So it's really huge. It's really a huge chunk of their businesses. So Facebook growth is being driven by this business model, right? When you are, so what happens is, even you doesn't pay for it, you are still paying using your information, your privacy, all your data is known to Facebook, and Facebook use all this information to get advertiser to pay them to show you ads, right? So that's why when you use Facebook, okay, you see sponsored posts, ads on the side, on your timeline and everything. So that's how the current social media work. It's same goes to Twitter, same goes to the Instagram, same goes into TikTok, right? So they are using all the same business model that you use for free, but you will get ads, and you will I mean in exchange for your personal data, right? So where the current issue coming in, why I saying that there's a possibility that social media can charge you to use the platform, right? So this argument coming in because there's a rise in the personal data protection around the world, right? So people start to seeing that for Facebook, or for example, right, Facebook to have this huge amount of data, there's a huge influence that Facebook have toward the society, toward the community, right? So what I mean by this, like for example, if you look at another example, like during the general election, presidential election of US in 2016, where Trump win the election, right? So there's allegedly being excused that Russian hacker or Russian party have been involved in influencing American by using Facebook platform, and basically they are using the advertising platform to influence people to share fake news, to share all this misinformation, say, oh, Trump to push Trump to the to win the election, right? So what happened is that people start seeing now Facebook has too much power that is helping the spread of fake news. Because what happened is, because you can craft a fake news that target really specific niche group. For example, if you want to target farmer, so you can make a propaganda that focus on the farmer, and you advertise it using Facebook, and Facebook will find the actual person that fit the niche that you want to target, and it make this kind of targeting much more efficient and also much more dangerous because it's very influential. So this is where a lot of our regulators around the world, a lot of policymakers are start to draw the line that Facebook are getting too much data, and due to the huge data that they have gained too much influence toward the people that use their platform every day. And when we're talking about Facebook, Facebook is not just Facebook. Facebook also own Instagram. Facebook also own WhatsApp. Facebook also own Oculus. So there's a lot of platforms that are being used by billions of people around the world that are being owned by Facebook. So that's why right now there's a huge debate that to restrict Facebook access toward the user data. So when I say that, what happened is that you use Facebook, but Facebook won't be able to utilize your data. So that's what it means. That the potential that when you use Facebook, that Facebook no longer can know, okay, you are 18 years old, or whether you are boy or girl, or whether you are live in Malaysia or you live in Indonesia. And when Facebook unable to understand you, or when unable to utilize your data to get your data, what happened is that they cannot serve your ads, that targeted ads, which is, of course, earlier example is about the political agenda, but for in the largest case, actually a lot of e-commerce, a lot of companies actually depend on Facebook advertising to actually reach out to the client that they want to target. So now, since Facebook cannot target the specific person, there's no it's not worth it for the advertiser or the company to spend money on Facebook to advertise their product placement. So that's where the idea that users will be required to pay for Facebook, to use other social media, so that this company can sustain. If not, with the current, I mean, what I mentioned there with the scenario, if Facebook, slowly Facebook being restricted from the data that they collected, then we need to find other way to make money, because right now the business was impacted, and they need to figure out how other way that they can make money. And one the other way is basically charging you for using the platform, right? And the idea of charging you for the platform actually it's not new. There's actually a few social media that actually have this kind of concept, and we start seeing even Twitter have announced something similar. It's not yet to be implemented, but they have announced something similar. And then if you are in LinkedIn, LinkedIn also have the free version and also a paid version for you to get extra functionality. That could be the model that Facebook would go like, okay, if you are a free user, you're only limited to do this. If you are paying, you get extra features, right? So that could be where the future of social media going to be. It's like, but now this company cannot access your data, you have to pay for it instead. Because previously you pay for data, you doesn't have to pay for anything. You doesn't have to pay money. Now you cannot pay with data, you have to pay with money. But you see, so there's the argument where this the topic for today, that social media going to be, you have to pay for your social media in the future, right?